Okay, it is a new week, Monday, January 24th at 11:05 Eastern Standard Time. So Bitcoin is still dumping, which means the whole market of crypto is going down for the most part. So right now we're looking at million token on the 4-hour chart for Uniswap on the Dex Tools website. This is the 4-hour chart. Look at the Bollinger Bands. We could go down lower at $9. We were already at $9.64 on Uniswap on the Ethereum blockchain. And that just wasn't too long ago, actually. Somebody on Discord was saying some whale that with like 4,000 tokens is selling. Now, like he has, I don't know, 4,000 left or whatever, but some whale is selling. And I'm really surprised at the low price on Uniswap because the liquidity is really good there. And as much as I would love to just jump in on that cheap million token, I just don't want to be in the Ethereum blockchain, with those high fees. We saw 2 days ago in my live stream, some of those fees are like $78. And then that's just for one transaction. And then someday you're going to sell. And then if you don't want to sell your whole stack, you're going to still be paying these high fees unless Ethereum gets their fees under control, which I don't know when that's going to happen. But we are below this accumulation zone. Definitely a good time to buy if you're a long-term investor and you believe in the project. This is not financial advice. This is just telling you what I would do and what I am doing. I already picked up a couple hundred tokens the last couple days. I think I had 3 or 4 orders got filled yesterday. I think I had another half a dozen filled today. And I put in another 15 orders earlier today, limit orders on Polygon. And I'll probably put another 15 orders when I get done with the stream. And I still have to log all those buy orders in too. But I wanted to get this live stream out because I know everybody's probably panicking. I kind of sense panic on crypto Twitter and other social media websites. I'm not picking on Million Token. I'm just saying in general, there's a lot of fear right now on social media. So let's go down the chains real quick. Going to Defined. I got good deals on Uniswap still at below $10. Avalanche. There's a story about Avalanche. I'll tell you in a minute. It's below $10 right now. The liquidity is really, really poor in Avalanche, which it shouldn't be. It's really pretty good as far as the fees. Fees are like 21 cents or 40 cents. It's reasonable. I wish there was more liquidity there because people on Coinbase can just hop on Avalanche real fast and buy it without bridging, having to pay expensive fees for the ERC20. And, but yeah, Avalanche has been very, very volatile. But generally, I think the price is between, $10 and $10.50, These you just really have to shop around and get where the best deals are. If you got fiat on the side and you could pick which blockchain you want to buy it from, go to Defined and see where the best deals are. And then also, go into all the platforms and put in your buy order and see where you get your most million token because it's also based on liquidity. So here we are on the Polygon chain. And again, we're below the accumulation zone. We're down here. I think we're going to probably go down a little lower. I mean, if you take some move, I'm going to just eyeball it here. Something like this. And if we break down, we're going to come down to these low levels. And that's probably just below $10 on Polygon. I haven't seen it go below $10 yet on Polygon. I think the lowest it's been was $10.16. But I don't think Bitcoin's done dumping. I think it's close. I think we're going to hit 32,000 some change before a bounce. And we'll talk about that also later. But generally, I think million tokens kind of going down, but a slower rate now. Like we consolidated, it didn't hold. And so people are selling. So, and they're just starting to sell now. So maybe the worst hasn't yet to come. And on Uniswap, here it doesn't look so bad. We're at the lower end of the consolidation, I guess you could say. I guess you could say we also consolidated up here and we're below that, but over here we're at the low end. And yeah, basically on Uniswap, the orders are bigger there. You got the people that got in early on when Ethereum fees were cheap. They might be selling. I think another reason why the price is low at $10 on Uniswap right now is because I think the people that are really sticking around for Million Token are on other blockchains right now. We're on Phantom and Avalanche and Polygon mainly, Solana also, others as well. And so they're not selling, I think, because if they took the effort to get on other blockchains, they're maximizing their money. But the early people that just got stuck on Ethereum and just really haven't done anything with it, and maybe they got in really early and they want to just sell at a profit right now. But I don't think they're going to be selling small amounts because the fees are so high. If you're going to pay $70 in fees or $30 in fees, you're not going to be selling a couple tokens. A couple dozen or more probably. But so that's my views on the Ethereum blockchain. Pancake swap, not doing so bad, just a little bit below the the consolidation. Right now at $10 and basically 40 cents. Avalanche, yeah. So this guy right here who paid like $1,304 got 91 Avalanche. And if you're going to do that on the Avalanche network, you're going to spike the price up a lot. It was like 30%. I posted this on my Twitter account. So it was, $10.69. And then he came in and bought 91 tokens with one buy order and shot the price up to like $14.22. So that's why we have this giant spike here from, you're just begging for people to dump on you. If it goes up 30% or more instantly, people are going to take profit. And that person's still holding. So he bought another 4, looks like 4 minutes later. So just hopefully, this is a lesson to be learned if you haven't been following me, or people that are following me. Low liquidity means you buy small buys and small sells. You don't want to move the price too much. And of course, from his top, we're now down 30%. So his investment is down 30% or more, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what you got to do. Just buy small. I mean, I remember seeing small orders on Avalanche, and they were still getting dumped on. So what do you think $1,000 order is going to do? Yeah, the Bitcoin CME got filled. I posted this in the wee hours of the morning. This is at like 6 a.m. So that was like 5 hours ago. I noticed that the gap here was about ready to get closed, and right now it is closed. So gaps generally tend to get filled on these CME gaps on the futures, and it got filled. So Barry Silbert, he had from Grayscale, he had posted a question back on January 22nd. If you've set aside cash to cover your taxes for your realized stock and crypto gains, last year, and it looks like most people didn't, so 60%. Which means, I think we're going to still have some more selling pressure come March, really probably the first or second week of April. That could actually even be just at the end of March too. I don't think this sell-off right here, right now, we're seeing is people, trying to sell their investments to cover for their taxes. I think it's just a CME gap and just other technicals that, a correction was due. So, are we in a bull run? It depends upon your time frame. If you're looking at decades, well, yeah. But I still think, wherever we bounce from, if it's 30,000 or 32,000 or wherever, I think we're going to bounce, 50%, hit some resistance level and roll over at the very least. And then that's going to cause some more pain. And then, I don't know what the day will be, but, if we're in March and we have some more selling pressure because of the, the U.S. filing, people in the United States have to file their taxes this year, April 18th, because the Good Friday is on April 15th. They're going to sell their stocks and their crypto, and that could push us into a bear market. We'll just wait and see. And let's take a look. The CBBI info Collins indicator, out of 100, we're at 41. And I remember just a couple of weeks ago, we were bouncing around like mid 50s for the longest time. So this is really quite low. The crypto fear index is 13 right now, which I find high, actually. I think we would be more like around 9 or 8, just from experience. And but this could be a lagging indicator. It could be tomorrow that we see this updated. And so this is what, Polygon, right? Yeah, this is Polygon scan. People buying and selling Polygon, they're not huge orders. If you kind of go through here, single digits, not hundreds, but you don't have to buy a lot on Polygon. The fees are so low, like 3 cents or whatever. But you don't see a lot of big orders. Ethereum blockchain, you got some bigger orders, 99, 500, 156. Just, looking around here, people still staking, I see. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to be in the Ethereum blockchain, you're going to be moving or buying a lot more because of the gas fees. You got to make it worth your while. If you're trying to buy a million token right now at these prices, you should really learn how to use at least Polygon, because you could use limit orders. And we got videos on that. And on Avalanche, the orders here are really kind of small, which is good if you don't want to move the price a lot. You could put a big order in if the price is low enough. I would have bought a $900 order a couple of days ago. But the price was like, in the $9 range at the time when everything else was like $12. So just got to take everything by stride, look at the price and stuff too. Phantom, I want to get into Phantom next, I think, because you could get on Phantom with Binance US, and I know FTX, I think, maybe KuCoin. I'm not sure about KuCoin. That could be not right. But regular Binance International, if you're not living in the United States, they use the Phantom network also. So I think the Binance US just got on the Phantom network recently. I Googled that. And that's something I'll be trying out soon, because Phantom just seems to be exploding. More YouTubers are talking about it. The amount of money that's pouring in there is ridiculous. It's like up 30% yesterday. And I think it's very volatile, the price on Phantom also. But, if the price is going to be low, maybe it would be worth buying. So I'm going to probably just have cash on the exchange, and then when the price is right on, let's say, Avalanche, then you would move it to the Avalanche and buy. Or, if the price is right on Phantom, then you move your money onto Phantom and buy. I wouldn't want to, like right now, I'm actually locked into Polygon. I've got money in USDC on Polygon network, which I really don't want to move off right now. So I'm kind of locked in there. So as much as I hate keeping some money on the my fiat exchange, it might be necessary because I don't know where the next, good buy will be. And hopefully I'll be able to catch it before somebody else does. Somebody already pushed the price up on Avalanche. So I was going to wire some money today, but I think I'll just do it tomorrow. I already got money on Polygon. That's, already, my limit orders have already been, pinging left and right. So I'm going to just try to keep dollar cost averaging, hold off on, wiring money instantly. And then, it just prevents me from buying too much, early on. So, Avalanche, the price of Avalanche is, just like all the other altcoins, has been really taking a hit, I see. So from the top to where we are now is like minus 58%, and it went down to as much as 64%. I think a turnaround should be coming pretty soon, but, in a bear market, altcoins can drop like 96%, which would be for Avalanche. Let's see where that would be. That would be somewhere around down here somewhere. That would be terrible if it went down there. Probably go back to these we're already at this prior high. Interesting. And we even dipped down below it. If we go, Bitcoin hits like 30,000, maybe we come back to these tops here at like $40. But yeah, it just seems like the bottom should be in soon. I mean, Avalanche was a one-time how much? It was 100 and almost 150, and we're at $58 now. Man, tech stocks, we got this gap down right here. There's a gap here, and usually gaps get filled. So I suspect we're going to get a bounce to fill that gap and then maybe roll over. But this exponential ribbon can also act as a resistance. And boy, if that happens, then we're probably in for a bear market for the stock market. But yeah. Anyway, S&P 500, I think it also had a gap down, right? We're on the weekly chart, and we got this giant gap here to fill. So even if the stock market bounces from here up, 2 or 3%, let's just say 3% or 2.5%. It could roll over. Say, oh, we just filled the gap, and now we're going to roll over. I don't know why gaps tend to get filled, but they do. Ethereum, man, took a big hit. $2,000. It went down to $2,159, and that we are down 53% on Ethereum from the high. And here's the Bitcoin CME futures. See, we had this big gap here, all right? And the price went down and filled it almost exactly to where the gap is. So yeah, there's the gap. And yeah, we could have a bounce, right? And then maybe we come back up to 41,000 and roll over. Was this right here will probably act as resistance. And then we still have the selling pressure for taxes too. And not to scare you, but there's another gap down here, right? Right there, big old gap. And that can go all the way down to $24,620 or thereabouts. So we could fill that gap, which would be quite, man, what type of a hit would that be? Let's see, from the top to the bottom. That's a 73% hit. That's a bear market. Now I don't know how long it would take to get there, but yeah, if we keep having bounces and we fill, that gap. Oh, that was a gap that went down too far. Maybe I measured it wrong. Let me measure that again. If that gap here is 64%, there's another gap down here, but I don't think we're going to go down to 1800. But you never know. There's another gap right there. And there's another gap down here, but I'm not counting that. That's like below 10,000. There's no way we're gonna go down that low. But we could go down to 18,000. That's a small gap to fill though. But this big gap here is pretty big at 2,400 or 24,000. Just keep that in mind. Gaps tend to get filled. So I was saying we could have a bounce and go up 50% and roll over. If we went down to 32,000 and some change, that would be a 50%, would go up, hit this resistance, and then roll over. So things I'm looking at, we can get sucked into this fair value for Bitcoin too. I mean, we're not that far away from it. We're, that's only a 20% drop. And we tend not to bounce off of it. We tend to get sucked in it. Right? Yeah. So maybe we'll bounce off the 200 weekly moving average, which I think is coming up next in here somewhere. Bitcoin on the monthly, we can come down to $30,200, which is not very far from 32,000. And the ADX indicator I watch is not telling me. I don't see any reversal. I still see some downward pressure. And on the pi cycle chart, the next line here is at 30,400. And moving averages, the green line is at 31,600 ish. I think this average here. Oh, this is on the weekly. That looks like a 200 weekly moving average. That's close to 20,000. We caught the bottom here with it and the bottom here with it. And yeah. And on the altcoin cycle, the altcoins have been taking a beating the last 2 weeks, but we did catch some support here on the green moving average. I put it on the daily. It's getting sandwiched. But keep in mind, if we're in a bear market, altcoins are going to take a big beating. And this can go down further, compared to Bitcoin. And people tend to flight to safety in crypto. That would be Bitcoin. If you're going to stay in crypto and you're nervous, Bitcoin is usually the go-to what people go to. And I see somebody in the comment section, Carlord says, brutal correction in the markets lately. Lots of people are new to the market, so they are panicking. Yeah, I think 70% of the people that own Bitcoin are in profit right now. And generally, it goes to about 50%. And then the market turns around. So that's another indicator to me that we haven't seen the bottom yet. So I'm patient with my orders, buying million token. I'm buying as the price goes down. I am not going to be that guy that buys million token and shoots the price up 30%. So, I bought a couple hundred recently, and you can't even tell, right? Because I'm buying as the price drops, and I don't even do it manually. I just let my limit orders fill, and most of the time it's in the wee hours of the morning, which most people are sleeping. And they're so cheap on Polygon, it's just pennies. So there's probably so much more to go over. Let's take a look at my Twitter feed real quick. I know the Bored Apes are furious right now with OpenSea, because if you had a listing at one point and then canceled it, I guess there's a flaw in OpenSea, or there's an exploit where people could buy it. Because the Bored Apes, they're going for like 40 ETH or whatever. And in the past, if you had like listed it for a couple ETH, 6 ETH or 8 ETH, and then canceled that transaction and just forgot about it, I guess the exploit allows some people to buy it. And a couple people have lost, they open up their account and they see that it was sold. So I don't know what's going to happen with OpenSea, how they're going to reimburse those people, because it wasn't, the investor's fault. I guess it's also in probably somewhere in the fine print that they're not responsible, though. I thought this was funny. I saw this posted on, Twitter, and then I saw it also posted in Discord, where people think, oh my goodness, it's down 50%. And then the OGs come in and say, you're down 50% so far. Yeah. So that's why I'm keeping an open mind that, we could have more downturn. And also with the Fed might be having their meeting coming up this week, Tuesday or Wednesday. They want to raise interest rates, but I don't see how they could raise interest rates if those stock markets are taking this much of a beating. So let's see, here we go. This was 5 hours ago. Yeah, Pancake Swap. No, that's it. Yeah, see, Ethereum was down to $9.73 on the Ethereum blockchain. That's because some whales are selling, I guess. And what else do we have here? Yeah, looks kind of like a bloodbath. I feel like, I didn't feel a bloodbath since over the weekend, but now that Bitcoin's still going down, kinda. But it's good to see that CME gap filled, and we could still go down lower too. I've seen that happen. The CME gaps get filled, and then it goes down lower before a reversal. So some people might be like, "Oh, I'm going to just long Bitcoin when the gap's filled," and then does a fake out and goes down lower. So Filthy says, "Good morning, Tim. Good morning." Yeah, I really did announce I was going to do a live stream, like I normally do, because I have to do a lot of, I have to log in all my buys, and I'd rather just take care of my crypto records while everything's still fresh in my head. You can't wait too long on that. And trying to think, there's probably so much more to go over, but I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on to Phantom next. I'm going to try going through Binance US, Avalanche. Let's take a look at the Phantom fees too, and see what's a good one to look at here. So I thought the fees look pretty reasonable. Yeah, 15-cent transaction fee here. Somebody, they said, took some Phantom, wrapped Phantom, bought some 2.76 million token with it, or did they switch it out? Either way, the fees were low, right? 15 cents, cheaper than they are on Avalanche, and I think Phantom is getting more attention than Avalanche on social media, so it could be the place to be next. And yeah, if you can get Phantom on Binance US and then just buy a million token with it, just like you can Avalanche on Coinbase, it sounds easy. I wish there were more options to get. I don't like using the fiat ramp with crypto.com, even though I can get my funds over to Polygon pretty easily. I haven't had any problems with them, but I just, I hear these stories with some Binance and crypto.com, like the rumors are sometimes Binance holds your funds, and crypto.com had that hack recently, but they refunded their customers. So I guess that's good. Okay, I think I will call it quits there. I just want to do a stream today because of the market's down, and let you know I'm still buying. And if you're in it for the long term, these are good buying opportunities. I think we could still go down lower though. So pace yourself. Try to have some dry money on the side. If we do go into bear market, and we may bounce at $30-something thousand for Bitcoin and roll over, and let's say we go down below 30,000. It could be a slow grind to 26, or give or take a couple of $1,000. And that'll be weeks from now, I'm sure. I hope. And yeah, million token wouldn't be at $10, I don't think, if Bitcoin's sub 30,000. So that's why I want to have keep some dry powder on the side, and think long term if you believe in the project. I'll talk to everybody later. Bye.